Hello, my name is Jen Parisi, and today I will be giving you an overview on cell phone forensics. In today's discussion, we will talk about various aspects of cell phone forensics. By beginning with the cell phone hardware, we will continue to explore the procedure for seizing a cell phone, as well as the various tools available to searching and examining a cell phone. We will then explore the problems and challenges with cell phone forensics. According to a survey conducted in 2010, 91% of Americans have and use cell phones. I assume that everyone in the class has a cell phone, and if everyone took out their cell phones right now and a survey was taken, there would be a wide variety of phones between the people in the class. The difference in these phones could be the provider, the model, the size, or the capabilities. Whatever the differences between the phones are, big or small, these differences are the basis for problems and challenges of cell phone forensics. Since cell phones were created, they have modified greatly. The original cell phones were large and had a very limited number of things that it could do. Most of the early cell phones could only call, and over time they developed and gained text messaging and camera capabilities, and more recently the ability to go on the internet and give GPS directions. As the cell phones changed and were designed to complete more tasks, they also grew smaller and easier to use. Most cell phones today are beginning to resemble mini computers, and the increased number of capabilities are causing the forensics related to cellular devices to constantly change and be modified. Now we are going to talk about cell phone hardware. Much like computers have networks, cell phones have providers. Like we discussed in class, computers must have wireless capabilities in order to get on the internet and perform various tasks that allow it to function. Cell phones also have a network that is set up by the provider of the cell phone. Some examples of cell phone providers are Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T, Singular, and Metro PCS. In order to use a cell phone, a provider must be present, and a network must be given enough signal to place a call, send a message, or use the internet. With the network, active connection will occur, much like the connection computers have with the internet. Similar to that of computers, cell phones consist of both a RAM and a ROM. As we learned, RAM stands for Random Access Memory, and ROM is the read-only memory. On a cell phone, the ROM holds the information regarding the operating system, while the RAM stores the user data and the information transmitted from a cell phone. Just like on the computer, oftentimes when the phone is shut off, the RAM is erased. Cell phones also have a microphone and a speaker that are used when you're on the phone, using the GPS or even listening to music. Most recently, cell phones have the ability to add external memory cards to the phone. Devices such as memory cards and SIM cards allow for more information to be stored outside the device. As shown in the chart, depending on the type of phone you have, depends on the information and abilities that your phone will have. Just like in a case involving a computer, similar protocol must be taken when seizing a cell phone for evidence. Once the scene is clear, the entire area must be documented using both detailed text descriptions and images. Next, anything related to the cell phone must be taken, including the charger and any other information on passwords and external storage cards and devices. The responder must determine what is needed from the device in order to determine what state the phone should be in. Before shutting off the phone and compromising the evidence, they must look at every possible idea of where the evidence would be. By sealing the evidence in a radio-proof box, it prevents changes from occurring to the phone so that evidence is not compromised. Using the compromised cell phone, a tool called Phone Finder can be used. By entering the phone number into the website, information can be given regarding the location and company that has the phone. For a small fee, more information can be found, including information about the subscriber. Now I will demonstrate how to use the Phone Finder tool. As you can see, there is an area to enter phone numbers. For this example, I will use my cell phone number in order to demonstrate the capabilities of this tool. As you can see, the information that is told about me from my phone is that it is from Providence, Rhode Island. It also tells me that the provider is Verizon Wireless. Both of those are correct. Next, we are going to talk about Paraben and Celebrate. Paraben is a tool that is used to examine cell phones. In order not to compromise the evidence, Paraben creates a block on the information, much like a write blocker on the computer. Then, using the correct cables, information such as text message history, both deleted and current, as well as call history, date book and schedule, files and folders, email, the phone book, and many other aspects of the phone can be found. A similar program that can determine information about a cell phone is called Celebrate. Celebrate has many of the similar capabilities to that of Paraben. However, Celebrate is able to stand alone and has the ability to work in the field. This makes it much more accessible to law enforcement. SIM and memory cards are new to cell phones. SIMS Forensic Card Reader and Radiotaxis Forensic SIM Toolkit are 3 programs that can analyze and restore information on a SIM or a memory card. Using these tools, the device is connected to the computer in a read-only format. Information that is currently stored on external memory devices and information that has been deleted are both able to be viewed and used for evidence. Now we are going to talk about current cases with cell phone forensics. In recent Rhode Island news, an undergoing investigation called Operation Deception has been around between the FBI and the Providence police officers. The undercover operation involving 3 Providence police officers and 3 civilians came to light when they were arrested. After receiving a warrant, the FBI had placed wiretaps on the cell phones of the officers. Using the wiretap, investigators were able to determine the involvement of the suspected officers and civilians in a cocaine drug ring in the Providence area. There are many issues with cell phone forensics. In courts around the country, a debate is occurring regarding the information and use of cell phone tracking. While some courts are saying that probable cause is needed, others are not, causing problems in the court system and in law enforcement departments. This raises a social, constitutional, and technical issue. Because most newer cell phones contain a GPS chip embedded into the phone, and older cell phones can always be tracked by the activity when jumping back and forth between towers, you are always able to be located, and because of this, it is much easier to track your location and find where you are at all times. With this technology, it is against the Fourth Amendment, which prevents unreasonable search and seizure. Although cell phone tracking can be useful in catching criminals, probable cause and a warrant must be obtained in order to track one's cell phone. So, what did we talk about today? We talked about the hardware involved in cell phones and how it relates to the computer. We discussed the tools and approaches used in cell phone forensic investigations, as well as some of the current law cases involving cell phones. We covered some of the issues involved with cell phone forensics, including some social, ethical, and technological issues. The major aspects of cell phone forensics is that it is continuously changing. Because of the new types of cell phone and the more capabilities that they have, the tools need to be continuously updated. The current technology is efficient, however, it acts as both a write blocker and a way to gather and examine evidence. Cell phone forensics has also had a positive impact on criminal cases, creating an easier way for law investigations to obtain evidence. As technology continues to evolve, the tools will continue to evolve as well, eventually becoming efficient, creating the ability to find anything needed for evidence on a cell phone. For more information regarding any of the information discussed today, please visit my website. Thank you very much.